You're obviously sitting here with us today.
Thankfully.
The big smile on your face. But it's been a long road to recovery. And so I don't really want to get into it. I'll let you kind of tell the story. And as we said, Chris Stewart here with us in case you're just tuning in, play-by-play announcer for the Crimson Tide basketball team for the last 17 years. Back at it right after Thanksgiving. You got to come home from the hospital. And so just give our viewers just a kind of a timeline of sort of how things transpired, and certainly a blessing that you're back here now and getting your strength back and getting around, and like I said, hopefully back to 100% before we know it.
It's been crazy because I'm a guy who, not at a high level, but a guy that played sports in high school. Our team was good. I don't got any teammates or a coach watching. I'm not being critical there, but I'd be lying if I said I was at a high level playing. But, having been around it, till I'm 48 years old, I'd never had anything major happen health-wise. No broken bones, never in the hospital. I think maybe one stay because of a test or something like that. I don't remember, about 10 years ago. But certainly, relative to most people, incredibly blessed, nothing. And then April of 2018, I have a stroke in my sleep, which is unheard of. Another aspect of that, not knowing exactly when it occurred, somewhere between 7 and 11 hours before the clot was cleared from my stroke, because I was in my sleep. My wife was phenomenal in making
Shout out
sure
to
I got
Christy out there.
Big time. She's not going to watch this. She doesn't. She has to hear me.
We've got her beautiful picture for everybody to see.
Oh, as you should. But she hears enough of me in real life. She doesn't need this. She loves being able to mute me.
Aww.
She'll listen to you, but she'll mute me. But she saved my life. Her persistence, her getting me to the hospital and realizing that something was very wrong, that I wasn't just having a bad dream in my sleep. So we go through that and the stroke, and God blessed me in an amazing way. First of all, that somebody does what I do for a living. Had no speech issues, no problem whatsoever, putting together, saying what I saw. Didn't miss a basketball game, didn't miss football that year in 2018. I did miss the back end, the last 5 weeks of the 2018 college baseball season, but got through all of that. And while I had an eye issue, that could be taken care of by either wearing a patch, which made me look really cool.
I thought you were pretty cool.
It was pretty cool with a patch there, kind of a John Wayne thing. Again, you're too young to know what I'm talking about. But that, or putting tape over my left eye on my glasses, I could function with the one eye. Well, that was the biggest thing I ever dealt with until August of 2019, when I started to have some complications, started having a little bit of minor pain that thankfully my neurologist, who had saved me with the stroke, Jatendra Sharma, at a casual conversation with him, he's telling me how good I look because I've lost about 15 or 20 pounds, and how you feeling? I said, I feel good, except, he goes, except what? I said, I got a little minor tightness or stiffness that I feel every now and then. And he goes, right here? And I said, yeah. He goes, that's your heart. We got to get you in. Wow. So he saved my life twice, because in a casual conversation, he tells me that I need to go and help set up the appointment to see a cardiologist who diagnoses that I have a problem. They think they're going to treat it with just a stent. They get in there, realize, nope, can't treat it with a stent. You got 95% blockage in the main artery of your heart. Going to have to do surgery. The following week, or a couple of days later, I'm at Brookwood Hospital. Russ Ronson, his surgical team, great job, clear the clot. I'm home on a Friday, go to church on Sunday. Wednesday, David Crane, the voice of the UAB Blazers, and a guy I had the privilege of working with for 9 years at the Crimson Tide Sports Network. He's the third visitor I have at my house that day. He walks out the door. I have no memory for the next month. It's a black hole. I'm home for another week. I go to the hospital the following.
And what time of year was this?
This was late August.
Late August. Okay.
It's late August. home for a week, go to the hospital a couple of times for doctor's visits. The second one, I look at my wife and I said, she tells me this because again, I have no memory. I said, I'm not leaving this hospital. She pulls off, calls Russ back and says, he says he's not leaving. He said, bring him in, we're putting him in a room. So I'm there, things start to break down. I had kidneys, lungs, liver, everything start to shut down on me. They put me in an induced coma to treat me. And again, there's a black hole for a month. I was in the coma for 2 weeks. Come out, I'm in Brookwood for another month and a half or so. Wind up spending my last 3 weeks of hospitalization at Spain rehab, where people at Brookwood did a great job with me, but getting me across the finish line, so to speak. And I'm not across the finish line yet. I'm still in therapy and still have work to do. But in terms of being able to go home, they were great to me at Spain. And I got to go home the day before Thanksgiving. And it was the most special Thanksgiving I've ever had. And it helped me not be utterly furious that I was missing the Alabama basketball trip to the Bahamas. I was really I was just glad to be home at that stretch.
Aww.
But, you know, therapy 5 days a week through the end of the calendar year. And now I'm going once a week right now. And, you know, I move slower. I move like an old man. And then I realize, hey, you're nearly 50. You are an old man.
We were huffing it across that crosswalk over there, Chris.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Give yourself a little more credit.
That was just because the car was bearing down. It had an Auburn tag on the front. I figured I better move. So, just kidding.
Joke.
No, so it was, I don't use the term lightly. I say it a lot because I feel it, but I don't use it lightly. I'm incredibly blessed.
Oh, I love that. So well said. And obviously, you know, an amazing team of people, the support, we talk about the support group and, you know, just following you on social media. So guys, I encourage you, if you haven't done so already, Chris Stewart on Twitter as well as Facebook and Instagram. I know you have
got to do more there.
Shared a lot on Instagram. I know you got to get up with that.
I'm not
get
pretty
on the
enough for Instagram.
Well, it's been tremendous to watch your story, to see it all unfold, and obviously, you know, heartbreaking for all of us who work with you so closely in this industry, to watch that, but to see you just fight back and to literally, you know, sort of be at the end and just say, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm going to keep fighting this thing. And so, you know, I commend you for that strength. And you really and truly, within our newsroom, obviously, every time I've stepped foot on campus at Alabama, when your name comes up, it's always so positive. And I feel like people, and you may not know this, but the inspiration that you've provided for people in that fight has just been so tremendous. So we appreciate you opening yourself up and sharing your story with us, because you know, it's very meaningful and certainly goes a long way in helping people out there that might be battling whatever it may be to not give up. And obviously, you're here, you're smiling. You'll be jogging before we know it. You'll be sprinting.
Only if somebody's chasing me.
You'll be running marathons before we know it. And
come on, let's back off now. Let's not go crazy.
We won't put those expectations on them, but it's so great. And obviously, you know, I look forward to getting down to a basketball game here before too long, and you know, football will be here before we know it, and we'll see you on the sidelines there. So again, thank you so much for sharing your story, and thank you so much for being here and giving all your insight. And again, Chris Stewart, he is the man. You know, and again, bless you for sharing your story and inspiring us to just get up every morning and keep on fighting.